Try to streamline this right here, right now, man. Let's go crazy. Taibu Muad'Dib. Make sure I got the right volume and pitch. Super Bowl aftermath. Get your shine on right here. Taibu Muad'Dib. And I'm gonna throw a little something in there. Pittsburgh is a quarterback away from being Super Bowl champions again. So shout out to Steelers Nation out there, man. We some good quarterback play away from getting our Super Bowl, man. We gonna get back up there. No disrespect to the Chiefs fans. Congratulations for winning Super Bowl, but y'all in the AFC, and we will dominate as soon as Pittsburgh gets their quarterback, and we have great quarterback play. As we saw from Mason Rudolph, shout out to him, man, for doing something spectacular, getting us in the playoffs last year. But when we get our quarterback, man, we gonna be something terrible again, like my towel. All right. Taibu Muad'Dib, man, after the Super Bowl, what do you have to say about the Super Bowl? I found it interesting that one of the end zones said end racism, and yet there is no African, no real, a brother. All the black men that have money in this country, and we're not represented for ownership as far as NFL is concerned. So we got to open that up. Just being real. If you want to end racism, we have to be represented at the top because we can financially provide that space for ourselves now. So let the brothers into the NFL ownership, man. If you want to end racism, start from the top. All right. Don't have that on your field, NFL, if you're not standing behind that. Give a brother a chance. Go holler at, LeBron James, go holler at, Jay-Z, 50, Rick Ross. Let them get into the NFL. Let them become an owner. And then we'll start talking about ending racism. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee against the NFL. It's important. I want everybody to know that this morning we're going to get into the people that just will never ask for help. And that's tough, because in a time when so many are having so much and plenty is abounding, so many people are still poor, broke, and destitute. And that's tough. Taibu Muad'Dib here, man. Certified goal achievement coach. Coming from my home studio, man, I want to give a shout out to my lovely girlfriend who is at work right now, protecting and serving the city of Fort Worth. Taibu Muad'Dib, let's build this platform up, you guys and gals. I will also give a mention to my fundraiser. We're raising money for the Guard Me Gear tech wearable. It's something that we believe will end sexual and domestic violence in our communities. So make sure when you see the link, you hear a conversation. Let's talk about it more. Let's end that thing now for the women and children as well. It will affect and protect. All right. So that's the morning breakdown. You guys saw my little commercial over here on YouTube. Join me live if you want to. I'll put the link up there for my TikTok family. We're going to go right into the show. Information, inspiration right here. Taibu Muad'Dib, Mornings with Muad'Dib. Let's get the show started. All right. So last night, man, it was crazy. The Super Bowl was nuts. You would have thought that there'd be a high scoring game, trading touchdowns. It wasn't like that at all. It was two coaches, defensive coaches, trying to get a head coaching position by showing that they have a great defensive mind and they can shut a great team down. So shout out to the defensive coordinators on both sides of the ball for making it, something that we did that was ugly to watch, but we understand. The second half kicked off with Usher. I'll raise my hand and say that Usher is a once in a lifetime generational talent. I believe when he started out, you could see him being, something like a Tank or something like a Joe at first. But Usher has reinvented himself and proven that he has musical talent, that he can reinvent himself, that he's very creative, and that he allows himself to learn. He's gone. I'm talking about. What he's done with his career is fantastic, and to be reminded at the halftime show how talented the young brother is, man. Shout out to Usher, man. Everything that he's been able to get going. Also, for everybody else that was able to grace the stage with Usher, Lil Jon, Ludacris, Alicia Keys, her. It was great to see that. We need more of that in our community, like a shared stage. Like Usher didn't, he has enough hits and cuts. He didn't have to share that stage with no one. So shout out to Usher, man, for opening up that platform for other artists to come and perform, man, with him. That was a beautiful thing. That's the kind of community we need to be as African people. And leading up to the Super Bowl, you saw a lot of stuff in the social media, black entertainers dissing each other, going viral, dissing each other. I have to, man, really, give it to Usher, man, for inviting so many people to come share the stage with him and just be a blessing to them, man, in that way. It has to be a great feeling to get a call from a star and say, hey, man, look, come perform me at the Super Bowl at the halftime in Vegas. The first, and it look, and that says a lot for the culture. The very first Super Bowl in Las Vegas, a city that makes a lot of money for all other cultures except for us. And we got the nod to get out there and show what we're about. So I just think that we can really go and elevate ourselves as a culture with the way that Usher shared the stage, with the vibes there. It was rocking. I mean, I'm talking about, I felt electric at home watching it with Bay. So I'm telling you right now, man, I just the biggest much respect for to Usher, his craft ways about. And I mean, when you think about how nasty and vulgar hip hop and rap and R&B has gotten, shout out to the brother. I mean, he did come out of his shirt. Usher, if you want a personal trainer, man, we get you ready to come out that shirt, bro. Just you could have hit me up. Somebody give him, my link. Tyba Muad'Dib will get you together. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, it was tasteful, it was classy, it was musical, there was art in it, skating, so it was fun for everybody. I appreciate the brothers, man. His just shout out to him. I just can't say enough about him. But did you see the amount of sweat on his face? That's why I'm telling y'all, you young people out there these days, you think that being a star is easy. You think it's going to be easy to make that money and live. You young people these days, you don't want to work hard. You don't want to do what you're told. You don't want to be obedient, be humble. You don't want to learn new skills. You don't want to learn. You don't want to learn, period. So let that halftime show. Just seeing how hard that young man worked to put on that kind of show. Just think of the physical conditioning he had to be in. This for all of you that's already given up on your New Year's resolutions and all that stuff like that, what you want to do for this year. Look at if you saw the sweat and effort that young man put into his performance, right now that it's time for you to talk to a life coach like Tyba Muad'Dib, 20-year fitness professional, someone that can help you get yourself together and help you start from the beginning. And I'm going to get into our new 5-day challenge today in a minute, but start from the beginning. Don't try to start at the end. Too many people go into it like, I'm gonna buy this outfit I want to fit into. No, all the outfit's gonna do is mock you the whole time you're trying to work out and get in shape, right? Let's keep it real. What you need to do is learn from a guy like me or just any coach. You don't have to rock with First Step Coaching, but get a coach, get a life coach, all right? Because we need to help you line these things up properly. We need to get you the right measurables, the right activities to dull it down for you so it's not so super intimidating, right? We want you to achieve your goal, but we have to break it down into measurables that you can achieve now. All right, does that make sense? And so you look at what Usher had to do, and today on the news here in Dallas, the reporter was saying the thing that threw him off and shocked him the most was all the intricacies it went to hiding the different artists in the different compartments of the stage before they appeared. So he got to saw the inner workings. I'm telling you right now, from engineering to choreography, there's a ton of things, young people, you can do and you can get into and you can love and you can enjoy. It's all going to take hard work. From a construction worker to a Wall Street banker, it's all going to take hard work. There is no easy path to being success. Even Tyba Muad'Dib, how hard do I work? It's a 24/7 process for me to put on these kind of podcasts, to give this kind of energy, this kind of information, inspiration every morning on the weekdays. I guarantee you, I have to reach out to it's work. So don't want the easy route. Want the process that's going to challenge you and produce a great person. All right. You heard it here first, man. Mornings with Muad'Dib. Let's go straight off into and thank you for subscribing, by the way. Thank you all my subscribers for subscribing. I'm working out with you. You're getting the behind the scenes conversations. I'm bringing you along into my journey. Making my first million is an important journey that I want to share with all of you, because for some reason you don't believe it can be done at a time when there are literally 1,700 new millionaires a day in this country. So you have to, I want you to catch up. I'm bringing you with me. So subscribe. I'm giving you all the behind the scenes footage I can to show you what I do to build and create my first million. All right. I'm going to be on that rolls pretty soon. So I want to show you what it means to add new streams of income, how to diversify responsibilities, and how to set your activities in your calendar up to make sure that you're as productive as possible towards your goals. All right. Taibu Muad'Dib right here. Make sure you tap that screen while you're in here for a couple of seconds. If you just join us for about a minute or so while you're getting your live preview, I'm going to go right into my screen shares along the way. So today's podcast, the topic is I'll never ask for help. I'll never ask for help. How many of you know somebody like that? How many of you know someone like that will never ask for help? That's their I'll never ask for help. I don't need nobody's help. How many of you know somebody like that? So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to just discuss that philosophy of never asking for help, of being team single, team solo. Before I get into today's lesson, I want to make sure that everybody understands that this podcast, as always, is brought to you courtesy of First Step Coaching. First Step Coaching, powered by Heavenly Bodies, is my new business where I do coach, teach, and lead, where I mentor and I inspire and I motivate clients and community members to be more. All right. So that's my issue this morning. I'm shining because the Super Bowl is over. I'm shining for you guys to let you know that you have shine too. Right. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're getting their shine on for real. But you should be a champion in your home, in your community every day. All right. Taibu Muad'Dib putting it out there. And if you are ready for your one-on-one coaching experience with Coach Taibu, with myself, with yours truly, then please go to calendly.com/Coach Taibu. Make sure that you come over here and you subscribe to my YouTube channel to see all the picture-in-picture, get all the teaching. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I want you guys and gals to get me there. Go over from TikTok and subscribe real quick and hop back on and check me out. So the subscription that's free right now on YouTube, it gets you all the learning and stuff like that. The paid subscription on my live TikTok is what gets you that personal connection with me. You can reach out to me, sub-only chats, sub-only lives. You get your emotes and things of that nature. You blow up. So shout out to everybody out there subscribing. I really, really appreciate you. If you're a subscriber and want to be guest on the show, come on the show. Let's check it out. Let's go. Taibu Muad'Dib right here. So let's get right off into this information. All right. So why don't people ask for help? And I go to Bing and Google because I want to have, just as much information as possible on that. And so when I tap that in and I'll screen share, and I'm big on doing research. You can dial something up real quick and just tap right into just a plethora of information about what you want to know. So people don't ask for help. It says refusing to ask for help suggests a kind of arrogance. That it isn't worth the vulnerability. So this is a recurring theme. Asking for help is really a sign of strength. But most of us, because of how we're raised, we see it as a sign of weakness, and we don't want to be vulnerable like that. We're too closed off. Remember, I teach that if you're not happy with your life or your situation, are trapped in a prison, 4 walls of poor decision making. Your poor decisions are the reason that you are trapped in the situation that you're in. Prison of poor decisions. Let that sink in for a second. And you're arrogant because you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want people to know that you can't get it on your own. Let me tell you something right now. I would not be in this situation. I'm talking about free, not behind bars, alive, not unalive. I would not be in a situation right now if I was so arrogant that I was afraid to ask for help. And I've had people talk about me and say, "Oh, he's arrogant," because I hold my head up high and I don't mind looking you in your eye when you talk to me. Because I am not afraid to say I'm comfortable being number one. I'm comfortable striving to be number one and be the best at what I do. So people can say, "Oh, they're arrogant," but true arrogance, as we see right here, is being afraid or demonstrating an inability to ask for help when you need it. People often resist asking for help because there may be implications about perceived shortcomings. So, what does it imply if you ask for help? I'm not talking about a handout. I'm talking about I don't know, like case in point. I'm dealing with a young person that says that they don't understand their schoolwork, and so they don't ask for help. And you pin them on this. I ask other students. The other students aren't teaching the class. The teacher's teaching. So you have to humble yourself and go ask that teacher for the help that you need, or come home and ask the parents. Take advantage of the support network that you have, young people. When asking for help, don't ask generally. Tell others exactly what you need. So a key point to asking for help is don't beat around the bush. Don't beat around the bush. Ask for help and be direct. Hey, look, I've been having trouble with this. This is what I really need. And when I reach out to many of you, I do my share of social media mining. I podcast, and I use this platform to bring awareness to my coaching program. So when I reach out to you, I may ask you a question. I'll welcome you first, and I might ask you a question, and I kind of expect a response. I can easily go on your page and be like, "Okay, I see what's going on here. I can see how you're living. I can get a vibe for how you're posting your videos of what you want to do and how you're trying to do it. But I want to spend more time with just you, listening to you, getting an understanding for you. And then I'll give you some recommendations. And that costs you nothing. That costs you nothing. Because that's how it starts. Any coach, any life coach worth their salt really wants to see a transformation. And that should cost you nothing. And at First Step Coaching, it costs you nothing. So book your first call. I'm not going to keep helping you guys and gals out. I'm not going to go too far into it, but I'm telling you right now. Also, asking for help often makes people feel uneasy because it requires surrendering control. So all you control freaks out there, stop it. Stop it. Okay, let's go to the next screen share. Let's get rid of that. The Google version, right, of why it is people don't ask for help. And listen, I just don't think that people are so arrogant they believe they know it all. I just agree that being vulnerable is tough for many of us. You don't open yourself up to get hurt, talked about, put down. So, but even on Google, it says people don't ask for help and don't like to ask for help because of a fear of being vulnerable. For people who are insecure and preoccupied with other people's perceptions of them, asking for help feels like a sign of weakness. They're afraid it will make them look incompetent and inferior. Not going to spend too much time on that. I just want to get that out there. That's why people aren't asking for help. Let's go into our 5-day challenge for this week. Now, remember when I first challenged you guys and gals last week, I said, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go fitness and finance first. All right. Fitness and finance first. Let me get this down in writing. Okay. So the first week was fitness and finance. And what we did with that was I wanted you to get more intentional about your self-care. Meaning if you're financially free, it's a different level of mental and emotional self-care, isn't it? Than if you're struggling and you're stressed and behind on your bills. So I started with fitness and finance because they're the ones that's easiest to just go ahead and handle. So fitness, I said work out for a half an hour every day. Work up a sweat. Get yourself into a place where you can get a sweat going for a half an hour every day. And then look over your spending the month prior to see what things you really did need to spend money on and things that you absolutely needed. So you can get a relationship with your spending habits. So that was week 1. Week 2, we have the emotional and mental elevation that's necessary. That can only happen when you're planning. So I want you to spend a half an hour each day now planning how to reach your goal. All right. And then I want you to immediately after that spend 10 or 15 minutes just writing down what your emotional tie is to that goal. All right. Many a motivational speaker, I can't include myself because I go a different direction with what should motivate you. But many a motivational speaker will tell you that your why, quote unquote, your why, if your why isn't strong enough, you just won't ever get there. All right. That's because thinking and feeling are different ways of assessing. All right. Let's look at this. If you search thinking versus feeling, there are just different ways of assessing situations and making decisions. Right. See, thinking places weight on objective logic while feeling uses subjective feelings. Thinking types tend to make their decisions based on data, evidence, and rational thought, while feeling types tend to make their decisions based on values, emotions, and impact on people. So if you look at what it was saying about not wanting to ask for help, that primarily makes you a feeling type. Now you see where Coach Taib was going. When someone says you have low emotional intelligence, now you see what they mean. Because you're a feeling type. Nothing wrong with it. It's just you have an inordinate amount of attachment to your feelings to the point where they're impeding you from wanting to be vulnerable to wanting to let go of control. You come off as arrogant because you're afraid to be, to open yourself up to people and and how they direct and guide you. So the thinking person says, yeah, my bills, I'm always behind on my bills, and I'm making decent money, but I can't seem to get it together. My spending habits are poor. I'm out of shape, but I just can never get motivated. If a thinking type, if you were a thinking type, you're going to come get help immediately because you want to talk to somebody. This is all I'm doing. While you're spending a lot of time and energy into avoiding dealing with the issue, I've been certified to help you take care of it. This is what I do. So you want to talk to someone like Coach Taibu, this is what I do. I get folks in shape. I help folks achieve their goals. I'm a growth strategy expert. This is what I do. grow you, increase you, advance you. That's what I do. And that's why I'm comfortable as I approach this situation where I'm making my first million and bringing my subscribers into my life. I'm comfortable with you seeing the process. If you don't see it happen, how would you believe it can? What's going on, buddy? Really? That's what it is. So as you can see, this young man right here, he wants to grow. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. When you jump in here, you make sure that you and this is why I always say, folks can jump in and get it right. That's what it is. But I appreciate you guys for jumping in here. I'm gonna follow you, and then we'll go ahead and get that thing together. But I appreciate you for stopping in here for us. Let's go. We'll get it right. Yep. How's it going there, man? This is morning. This is morning with Muad'Dib. I appreciate you. Let's go. So head to head. This I don't even know how to do this thing. Head to head, my first time. Mornings with Muad'Dib. So what we're doing today, we're talking about fitness and finance. I'm a finance coach. This is my live subscriber preview. Go ahead, tap the screen. Let's go how it is. So I have no idea how these things go, but it's pretty much cool. It's pretty much a good deal. So let's go ahead and get that together. There you go. 429. So we got good stuff here. Good stuff here. Top viewers. So we're getting good followings going. Appreciate that. Getting new followers going. All right. And then 27 minutes. That was pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll go live. No. No. I gotta figure out how to do this. Settings, live gifts, rankings. All right. I was trying to go live. I was like, there it is. Finishing up here, making sure we get it right. So, thinking and feeling types are different ways to do. Thinking and feeling types are different ways to assess situations and making decisions. And so, this 5-day challenge, I want you to assess. I want you to decide if you're a thinking or feeling type. It's important because I want you to, by Friday, I want you to have a written plan. I don't care how you document it, on iPhone notes, on Google Documents, on a written sheet of paper. I want you to clearly define your goal. Now, if you need help doing that, let's go ahead and get you the EFC workbook. The EFC workbook is my #1 publication. It's it's a quick download, but it's an identifier. It will help you identify and clearly identify what your goal is. So if you have a difficult time with this 5-day challenge, make sure you reach out to me. We'll get you the EFC workbook. It's a free download. And help you be more intentional. So half an hour every day spent on planning how to achieve your goal this year, and then 10 or 15 minutes just documenting your emotional tie-in. What do you mean by that? So I have greater things that I want to do than just spend money and look fresh, right? There's a movement in my mind. That's why I'm raising money to end sexual and domestic violence for women and children, right? With the Guard Me Gear tech startup, right? So I started a company and we're raising money to get the device prototyped, manufactured, get it out there on folks. So that's what we're doing. So my emotional tie into that is I'm a girl dad. I want to make sure she's protected, and that she's safe. And I want to make sure that, young black men out there as they walk the streets, you look at Trayvon Martin, you look at different situations where young black men have been unalived, uh, just because of their skin color. And so we can definitely help that with the Guard Me Gear tech device. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that uh, the emotional tie-in is, how do you feel about that? So just get comfortable discussing with yourself how you feel about your goal, because if you don't feel strongly about it, it probably isn't your goal. Your goal to change should be something that you feel super passionate about. So if you're making your plan to achieve your goal and you're like, I don't know if I want that, that's great, because you don't want to waste time and energy and effort into something that's really not for you. All right. Type Muad'Dib right here, man, breaking it down for you. All right. So we're going to get up out of here. I have what I want to do. I don't want to give you that. I'm trying to break that speech down. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you the regular joint. All right. 5-day challenge. You know what it is. You want to spend a half an hour every day, Monday through Friday this week, planning how you want to achieve your goal. And then an extra 10 minutes after you get done with your planning time, document how you feel about that. Document what your emotional tie-in. Just document the reasons. This is why I want this. This is why I want this. This is why it's important to me. And on Friday, we'll take a look at what we have. Taibu Muad'Dib right here, man. Thank you for joining Mornings with Muad'Dib. I had somebody jump in my sub only live. It was pretty crazy, but thanks to all my subscribers out there, man. When you subscribe, what you're getting is I'm on my way to making my first million, and I want you guys and gals to join me and see how this process happens. Because as a community, I want you to know that there's money out there. I want you to know how to connect with it, how to protect it, how to shift it, how to move it, make it grow and work for you. It's Taibu Muad'Dib. Also, fitness. I want you to be in shape. I want you to feel great about the skin that you're in. If you don't already do that, I want to transform your body. Also, trust your struggle. We're all going through something every day. Trust in it. Trust the process. Don't try to avoid it. Trust the process. Embrace it. It's for you. Taibu Muad'Dib right here, man, certified goal achievement coach. This podcast was brought to you courtesy of First Step Coaching. If you're ready for your one-on-one coaching experience, please go to calendly.com/coach Taibu. I do Mornings with Muad'Dib every weekday morning, 8:05 a.m. I'll be here for you. So if you need inspiration and information in the morning, I am your go-to guide. First Step Coaching. I support individuals who want to transform, who want to elevate, who want to increase, who need to be motivated to stay on path and on track. If you're interested in something like that, make sure you raise your hand by shooting me a DM, shooting my inbox, hit my inbox up and saying, hey, I want to learn more. So just put learn more right here in the comment section. Inbox me, learn more, and I'll shoot you information, get you a link to our workbook. Also, her fight is our fight. Their fight is our fight. To end sexual and domestic violence, we want to get that Guard Me Gear tech device going. Post Super Bowl again. Shout out to Usher for a great performance. Shout out to the Chiefs for winning the game. I appreciate everybody for liking and sharing my live, so folks can get information beyond my own personal network. It's Taibu Muad'Dib. I thank you so much. Now smile and go get them today. If you have trouble staying motivated, unlock your potential with Taibu Muad'Dib, certified goal achievement coach at First Step Coaching. Check out the posts, click the links, follow, like, share, post. Let's go. Get a good start to the week, everybody. Get on your job or begin a business. Hey, let's go. Hug somebody. Show somebody some love today. Let's go. Love it. Bam. All right, we out of here. Let's do it. Let's do it. always give my folks over here on YouTube something extra. This week is something special as we elevate. We went from fitness and finance. Now we're into the planning, right? So effort, focus, we're planning, we're looking more at our internal machinations. How do we operate internally? We're looking at that. And then next week we'll go into our spiritual challenge where we'll talk about how our soul feels, you know, what our roots are. All right. And then I'm trying to coach and complete. I'm trying to coach a complete person. So I want you to have balance. I want you to feel complete. I want you to be whole. That's what wholeness means, is the full, complete person. So I'm coaching. This is free coaching I'm doing on my podcast. I appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow morning, 8:05 a.m. for the next show. Let's go.